The Indian Air Force may soon add Israel's Lora missile in its arsenal. So are India's defense forces preparing for Operation Sindoor Part 2? But why is India interested in this Israeli missile when India has the BrahMos?
Was started at 5 minutes past 1 and is over at 28 minutes past 1. 23 minutes.
Verified satellite images and drone footage confirm that Indian BrahMos struck more than 10 Pakistani air bases and destroyed the Bahawalpur terror camp with this Indo-Russian missile 120 kilometers deep inside Pakistan.
India again launched missile attacks, BrahMos.
Soon reports emerged that Pakistan has relocated its terror masterminds to secret locations, probably deeper inside the country. And this is where the Lora would prove useful in any future conflict. Designed by the Israel Aerospace Industries, this missile has the potential to strike targets that are 400 to 430 kilometers away and would facilitate Indian fighter jets to launch long-range precision strikes anywhere inside Pakistan. It seems failed Marshal Asim Munir would have to dig up new bunkers to hide. Israeli Lora missile is designed particularly with the features of both ballistic and a cruise missile. It has a lower trajectory compared to traditional ballistic missiles. This helps it to get away without the fear of being intercepted. Another distinctive feature is it holds fire and forget mode and internal guidance that allows the aircraft pilot to disengage as soon as the launch happens. The missile is also capable of receiving data and updates mid-flight, allowing operators to change its trajectory in real time, an important benefit in fast-changing combat environments. The Air Lora is an air-launched supersonic ballistic missile adapted from the ground-based long-range artillery or Lora system. It is engineered to carry out high-precision attacks on critical targets over long distances. So why is India interested in this Lora missile? Let's compare it with the BrahMos. Now, it has a greater range of 430 kilometers compared to the BrahMos's 300 kilometers, though a longer-range BrahMos 2 is under development. The Israeli missile also has a higher speed of Mach 5 compared to BrahMos's supersonic Mach 3. The accuracy circular error probable of less than 10 meters is impressive. However, this is where the BrahMos is far ahead with an error probability of just 1 meter. The Lora can also carry heavier warheads of 570 kilograms, including both blast fragmentation and deep penetration warheads. The BrahMos has a maximum warhead capacity of 300 kilograms. The Lora is also a lighter missile at 1600 kilograms compared to air-launched BrahMos, which is at 2500 kilograms. But the real difference is that the BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile with sea skimming or surface skimming capabilities, which makes it nearly impossible to intercept. Israeli Lora is a quasi-ballistic missile with a longer range and larger warhead. They both will serve different purposes. A single Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jet is expected to carry 2 to 4 air-launched Lora missiles at one time depending on the mission. BrahMos being the bulkier and costlier in comparison to Air Lora, this Israeli missile will complement the indigenous BrahMos. So Lora represents a lower cost, reduced weight alternative that can be more easily integrated with a broader spectrum of aircraft. As per reports, the Indian Air Force aims to induct the first squadron of the Air Lora by 2026-27. India-Israel defense partnership is purely based on shared interests. Both the countries face similar challenges of religious extremism and terror. India from Pakistan and Kashmir, and Israel from Gaza. While both nations have adapted their individual ways to tackle it, this shared threat has convinced them to strengthen defense cooperation to counter this religious hate and terror and strengthen internal security. Israel has always supported India, be it the 2008 Mumbai attacks by Pakistan-based terror group, to even back in 1999, the Kargil conflict with not just arms and ammunition but also with laser-guided missiles, which were used by the Indian Air Force to bust enemy bunkers on top of mountains and drive the Pakistani intruders back. What was shameful for Islamabad, even the usually biased international media admitted that Pakistan wasn't willing to take back the bodies of its own troops who had lost the conflict and were forced to retreat. India-Israel defense cooperation has since run deep. In fact, India used Israeli loitering munitions to take out Pakistan's Chinese-origin HQ-9 air defenses in the recent conflict. Israeli drones like Heron UAV are already deployed in mountain regions of Kashmir for surveillance. The Indian Army has also been using Israeli Tavor rifles since 2008 and used the Spice 2000 guided bomb to strike Balakot after the 2019 Pulwama attack. India, the world's largest importer of weapons and defense systems by value, was responsible for 10% of global arms imports between 2008 and 2023. Looking ahead, the country is expected to invest at least $200 billion over the next decade to modernize its armed forces. Over the past 10 years, India has purchased approximately $2.9 billion worth of defense equipment from Israel alone, including radars, surveillance systems, combat drones, and missiles. Earlier this year, India introduced medium-altitude, long-endurance, unmanned aerial vehicle named Drishti-10 Starliner. Indian Navy's Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar flagged off this domestically manufactured and produced drone as an inspired version of Israel's cutting-edge Hermes 900 UAV by Elbit Systems. Nearly 70% components being used in the Drishti-10 Starliner drone are being sourced from India. Israel has also placed a substantial order with India's Nibe Limited. The Pune-based company, known for its production of cutting-edge defense systems, has secured an international contract worth 150 crore rupees from an Israeli original equipment manufacturer. While the finer details of this defense agreement remain confidential, industry experts believe the deal is yet another sign of deepening defense cooperation. This deal comes amid a broader trend of Indian defense firms expanding their global footprint from Southeast Asia to the Mediterranean and West Asia. Companies such as Adani Elbit Advanced Systems India, Premier Explosives, and state-run Munitions India Limited have been involved with Israel. Despite the ongoing geopolitical turbulence in the region and West Asia, Israel has continued uninterrupted military exports to India, even as reportedly deferred over $1.5 billion in arms deliveries to other countries since October 2023. This strategic exception highlights India's unique position as a defense partner. India has also emerged as Israel's single biggest customer, accounting for 37% of Israel's total arms exports, but now focus is on co-development. This not only reflects a shared geopolitical alignment but also growing confidence in India's defense manufacturing ecosystem. Defense analyst Rajiv Kumar Narang elaborated, India's arms trade with Israel began as a simple supplier-recipient relationship, but today it has evolved into co-development and co-production of military technology. Unquote. Have your say. Will Pakistan face yet another defeat at the hands of Indian Air Force armed with this new Israeli tech? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.